gonna tell you about the coolest cat I know. Yeah, they call him Ed Tyll. Groovy. You guys ready for some polysyllabic pontification? Come on, every body to the Ed Tyll. Yeah, the Ed Tyll Show. Oh yeah. You may not like what he has to say, that Ed Tyll. Oh no. But he's gonna say it to you anyway. He's got the sharpest tongue in this whole damn town. Ed Tyll, he's the baddest cat around. Meow. If you catch my drift. Are we copacetic here? Come on, everybody to the show. To the show. The Ed Tyll Show. Ed Tyll's got all the news and storylines, talking about all the main events. He's just a voice in the wilderness that don't make no sense. Yeah, so come on, everybody, to the Ed Tyll way of thinking. Cause he never searches for middle ground. My man Ed don't sit on no fence. He's sorting facts with a razor's edge. And that, my friend, can be mightily intense. He's more than just a voice on the radio, sending out the truth to those who don't know. Man, if you can't see the world out there, you better watch out. Ed Tyll strip you bare. Come on, everybody to the show. To the show. To the Ed Tyll Show. Oh yeah, yeah.
Come on everybody, Ed Tyll, Ed Tyll. Come on everybody, Ed Tyll. Come on everybody, Ed Tyll, Ed Tyll. Come on everybody, Ed Tyll. Come on everybody, Ed Tyll, Ed Tyll. Come on everybody, Ed Tyll. You may not like what he has to say, but he's gonna say it to you anyway. He's the baddest cat around. Got the sharpest tongue in this whole damn town. He's Ed Tyll, Ed Tyll. All the news and storylines to all the main events. Ed Tyll's just a voice in the wilderness that just don't make no sense. He's Ed Tyll. Come on everybody, Ed Tyll, Ed Tyll. Come on everybody, Ed Tyll. Come on everybody, Ed Tyll, Ed Tyll. Come on everybody, Ed Tyll. More than just a voice on the radio, sending out the truth to those who don't know. And if you can't see your world out there, you better watch out. Ed Tyll will strip you bare.
Ed Tyll. You may not like what he says, Ed Tyll, but he'll say it anyway, Ed Tyll. He's the baddest cat around, Ed Tyll. He's got the sharpest tongue in town. Of all the news and storylines, through all the main events, there's a voice in the wilderness. Because you know, it doesn't make any sense. Ed Tyll. You may not like what he says, Ed Tyll, but he'll say it anyway, Ed Tyll. He's the baddest cat in town, Ed Tyll. He's got the sharpest tongue around. Never looks for middle ground, and is never on the fence, sorting facts with a razor's edge. Because you know, it doesn't make any sense. From the voice on the radio to the TVs on TV,
Come on, everybody, listen to the Tyll Show.
Never looks for middle ground, never sits on a fence.
Sorting facts with a razor's edge can be a little intense. He's more than just a voice on the radio, sending out truth to brothers who don't know. And if you can't see your world out there, rush on. Tyll strip you bare. You may not like what he has to say, but he's gonna say it anyway. He's the baddest cat around. He's got the sharpest tongue in town. He's a Tyll. He's a Tyll. All the news and storylines through all the main events. He's a voice in the wilderness. It doesn't make any sense. He's a Tyll. He's a Tyll. Never looks for middle ground. He's never on the fence. Sorting facts with a razor's edge. It doesn't make any sense. More than just a voice on the radio. He's handing out the truth to those who don't know. And if you can't see your world out there, you better watch out. The man is gonna strip you bare. He's a Tyll. He's a Tyll. A Tyll. You may not like what he has to say. He's gonna say it anyway. He's a Tyll. A Tyll.
Mr. Tyll, do you think it's all just overkill? Do you think that we should chill? Dear Mr. Tyll, Mr. Tyll, really no reason to come down on you. Surely a little bit of gratitude is overdue. Go ahead and make 'em furious. Tell 'em where to go. They're only blindly curious. To the hell down below, Mr. Tyll. We want the glory, but we lack the will. No interest for the unfulfilled, and the silent kill. Radio. We can take it where we wanna go. A pointless arrow from a broken bow. Hello, your radio. I get the picture with no photograph. Don't need no video autograph. In stereo, oh, oh. Have we become so hideous? Rotten ahead and shoot to kill. Mr. Tyll, over 30 and you're laughing still. An exposition in the art of will. Hey, Mr. Tyll, Mr. Tyll, they may see you as unmerciful. I think you still believe in miracles. Hey, Mr. Tyll.
Come on, everybody. It's you. It's you. Come on, everybody now. It's you. Come on, everybody now. It's you show. Come on, everybody to the Tyll Show. Come on, everybody now. It's you. You may not like what he has to say, but he'll say it anyway. He's Tyll. Tyll Show. He's the baddest cat around. Nobody gonna put him down. Come on, say it for me, people. Tyll Show. Come on, everybody now. Come on. Come on, everybody to the Tyll Show. Tyll Show. Come on, everybody. All the crazy storylines. To all the main events. Till's a voice in the wilderness. One that don't make much sense. No, it don't. Come on, everybody. Tyll. Come on, everybody. Tyll. Never looks for middle ground. Never sits on that fence. Certain those facts with the razor's edge can be a little intense. More than just a voice on the radio, sending out truth to those who don't know. And if you can't see your world out there, you better watch out. Watch out. 'Cause that Tyll strip you back. Come on, everybody. Come on, everybody. Come on, everybody. Come on, everybody now. Come on, everybody. Come on, everybody. Come on, everybody now. Listen, let's do it too. Come on, everybody. Listen to the Tyll Show.
Yeah, what are you going to do? You got to let the guy in. And now, the whole building went out. Yeah, thanks a lot. People don't care. They could give a crap about you. First of all, not a word all day yesterday. Not a freaking word. Nothing. Zero. And then a big, big conflict on top of it. I want to thank Richard Hoke for keeping an eye on our feed. Our feed got knocked out. I don't even know how many freaking minutes we were off the air altogether.
Never looks for middle ground. It's never on the fence.
On the fence, I had to take the fence post and beat somebody to death with it. Crush them.
More than just a voice on the radio.
That is very hostile language. Yeah, that's right. It is.
Your world out there. You better watch
You
out.
take this away from... If you threaten this, forget it, man. This is my last hill of existence, right? Oh, yeah, this is Bunker Tyll. Oh, what a great... I love it. Bunker Tyll for the autobiography. So what's the name of Ed Till's book? Bunker Tyll. You mean like the Revolutionary War? Exactly. The Battle of Bunker Hill is instead the Battle of Bunker Tyll. Are you in the bunker with Ed Tyll? He's got the electrician tied up in the garage. He does. I gave him coffee, but then I put his blindfold back on. Oh, shut up, will you please? All right, so I did it for 1 minute. That's a prank. What's the difference between a crime and a prank? 60 seconds to 60 minutes. Something like that. That's about the only show I haven't been on. Is there ever going to be an Ed Tyll 60 Minutes segment? That would be it. And everybody is dying like, forget it. Everybody's dropping dead. Cokie Roberts. Oh, another of my... Oh, if I tell you about the nights I spent with Cokie Roberts. I mean, I'd be lying about the whole thing, but man, did I used to dream about her on This Week with David Brinkley. Oh my God, I loved her. She was so smart, and she was built a little bit. You know, she wasn't one of these rotund or waifish. I don't do rotund or, well, you know, it's all relative, you know. But Cokie, man, and what a nickname, Cokie. Wow, edgy. Probably like, wow. When she was back in college, I bet it was a hell of a dorm room party, man. So she's from Louisiana. She's from, sounds like Trump. She's from Louisiana. China. Shut up. So tired of the criticism. Every exhale, everything you do is wrong. Everything you say is wrong. Everything about you is wrong, wrong, wrong. Everything is wrong. I don't understand. Shy. You know, it's the era of where you're supposed to be an individual. The weirder you are, it's supposed to make you better today, right? Isn't that the world we live in? If you're a freaking weirdo, this is the decade to do that. Yes, all of my sexual intercourse involves the heel of my foot. How about it? Where's my fetish website club? I want to get on TV and Dr. Phil will explain that my obsession with a foot and an ass is really an expression of my DNA reptile brain. Shut up. Shut all of this off. Oh my God, it is a polluted, convoluted. It is on every level. Polluted and convoluted. You can't see a damn thing, and it's sneaking around like one of those, what do they call those hedges you can't get out of? They're in Britain. You know the thing you get caught in there? It's a maze. You and I would call it a maze, but there's some fancy word for it in England. They cut the hedges all crazy, and then you get lost in the hedges. They're smart with that. They got nothing to do. Why don't you grow the hedges and then make a little freaking puzzle out of it? Shut up. Could we do something real? So anyway, whatever. We're here. We almost didn't make it all together. I think there was 50-50. What? What was that? I hope it's over. Did something fall? Yeah. Something must have fallen. Oh, God, I'm having such an amazing life. I can't even share with you. How exciting. You know, somebody said it to me last night. They said, you know, you like, oh, it was Mark. Mark said, you like all that stuff. I said, I do like all that stuff. He says, you know, first of all, I had him look at the website. It's coming along beautifully. You know, we got a couple of little adjustments, but so far, no one has picked up on the ones I care about. So we're getting away with murder on that website. Now, I apologize right out of the box to every listener going, what web? Okay, just hold on. Another 2 weeks, I believe. Tomorrow's 18. Tomorrow, yeah, must be. I have the surgery tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So, Mark, here's what fell. Wow. You have a lot of junk in the studio. What is with all the items? Yeah, could this just be cleared out before? Thanks. Thank you. Yeah. Whatever. Okay, don't start talking in my ear now, okay? That didn't. What I said just right now did not require anything. There was no addendum necessary. Yeah. Okay, Alfred Hitchcock, I'm not in your movie. So, you got me? Freddie? First thing you do is you make sure that doesn't happen. That would be a good, if I were you, working for a lunatic like me, the first thing I would do, that was unnecessary. Why? It's a big company. They have all kinds of times to do that. They have a thing you fill out that says don't do that at this particular. So that's your lesson for the day, okay? The rest of your lesson is watch what it does to the show you say you're producing, and everybody's thrilled that you're producing it. You know that. You know, in the world of the producers, you're the most popular I've ever had. I've had several. Poor Nancy Sagerdahl, 33 years ago. Guy brought her up on the phone last year. I go, my God. He goes, oh, yeah, great kid. She produced the Ed Tyll Show in 1985, I believe. How many years ago is that? Can't do the math. And she was pretty good. She was pretty good. Nancy, with the laughing eyes, Sinatra said. I didn't open up the phone yet. I know. So anybody, I apologize. Everybody's trying to call in since 12:15. What can I do? It's not easy being the Ed Tyll Show. Say, hi, how are you? Ed Tyll? No. Sorry. You're talking to the Ed Tyll Show. I'm sorry? Yeah, well, you know, the website, the thing, the MP3s, the transmitter, the studio, the lights, the garbage bag. You know, I'm a garbage man. You would think a producer might toss a garbage, but, you know, producer needs their self-esteem. They got to feel that there are things they don't do. Everybody has to feel, oh, well, I don't do that. You know, I don't. No. Solar panels? No, I don't do that. I just go outside, get a little vitamin K, back in the house. No, not gonna. Ugh. So, the big operation is, you know, I can't I go into all that right now. I get all upset all over again. The bottom line, it's an essential, there's an essential, we have to have these things. And yesterday, we almost had a big issue. We didn't have any issue at all because, you know, magically, your seasoned veteran host, your journeyman broadcaster, right? The guy says, are you broadcasting or podcasting? I said, I'm casting. What's the difference, broad or pod? I wasn't it better when it was all shows? No, you know what guess what they did with the word show? This is disgusting because I don't know what a podcast, the podcast of a show, then I'd understand that sentence. Let's podcast of the show. And you go, well, you know, it's called a record. Well, I thought it was quicker to say MP3. That's the, you know, I'm going to download the Beatles album. Yeah, it's MP3. I'm going to get an MP3, which to me, maybe that's the best invention of the last 20 years because it's 3 characters and says a lot. The word is recording. So now you got to go podcast. And I guess, look, let's not lie. Hey, the lies, the truth. Let's just be candid. I've been on the air 175 years next week. And it turns out, after all these years, that like everything, when something becomes popular, everybody wants to do it. So when little Eddie Tyll, people like to say when I was young, I said, ooh, I'm going to have a radio show. There were very few radio shows and less than radio shows. There were people you ever met did them. Nobody knew a DJ at the supermarket. Maybe the weather girl you spotted at Corvettes. Maybe. But news for you, not for us. The weather girl never lived near us. What are you talking about? If anybody was anything, we never recognized them. We were in the other world over there. So I picked this thing like, you know, it was like an astronaut. They go, so which planet do you want to go? I'll go to the talk radio planet. A couple of people on there. Not many, but the few that are there remind me of my grandfather, my uncle, my dad. You know, they could all use my mom. I used to listen to Bob Grant and say, oh, geez, you know, my mom is listening to all of this because she turned me on to Bob Grant. And when Bob was on and I was little and she would have him on like for company, I'm just sitting there, you know, coloring or whatever. She's making a pie. And he's going on, Vietnam, 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 bah, bah, bah. You know, the Gooks, the Charlies. I mean, he's fighting the war from his radio microphone. And my mom is looking out for him. Bob, calm down. Oh, Bob, take it easy. Well, Bob, it's not all on your shoulders. She liked that one. And there she was administering to this guy. Because out of the box, and that's the other thing. Oh, it's a radio. Oh, it's a phone. Oh, it's a computer. You must be kidding. That was the most cumbersome thing. They go, ooh, is the phone too small? The phone's too big? Is it heavy? Jobs, apparently, I think I might agree. Steve Jobs said there's an ideal size for a phone. Whatever. He's a crazy guy. But for us, back to the real world, down from Steve Jobs. And frankly, even Cokie Roberts, who I called a number of times. Now, I used to love her. I used to watch her in my pajamas. And this idea, it's hard to capture it, but we did because it was, I love it. It's the new word. It was existential. Well, our relationship with the yellow box in my mom's kitchen, Bob Grant, talk radio, blah, 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 all of that, we didn't know what it was. We didn't have to explain it. We didn't have to put tags, SEO tags on it. You didn't have to write titles of it. You didn't have to fill out crap, stupid nonsense, respond to other people with no interest of your own, just like an automaton. But there it is. It's exactly what happened. Everybody found out how joyful even little Eddie Till's. They would go, what happened to Ed Till? I don't know. Well, he went to school here. Oh, yeah, no, he left the Bronx. What happened to Ed Till? Oh, I don't know. He left the law school there. Well, what happened to Ed Till? Well, you know, he went out to Logan, Utah. Ed Till became a Mormon? No. College had a big radio station that want to hire professional guys to teach the kids and have a station. Oh, wow, Ed Till's up in the mountains. Yeah, he's up there in college town. So then, literally a week later, Ed Till's back? Wait, did you say Ed's back from Utah? What is that? Well, he got out there, and the guy brought them to work, and at the last minute, nothing worked. the whole studio, the facility was unusable, and the owner said, "Don't worry, guys, you can work at McDonald's for 90 days or so, and I'll have this thing all ship-shape, and you guys you'll have apartments and girlfriends." So Ed Tyll jumps right back in his Chevy Malibu, boom, onto the I-80 eastbound. It's like, it was hilarious. It was just like Richard Lewis and John Candy. Do you know about that famous movie? John Candy died while making the movie. The movie's called Wagons East. Yeah, while everybody was going west with the covered wagons and the cowboys in that movie, John Candy and Richard Lewis they're going back. I don't really know all the details of the movie, but I think it's a hilarious premise. Two guys are like, forget it. I'm not going out there. This California thing is killing me. Yeah, what about the covered wagon? Can't stand it. What about the horses? Oh, police. They crap while you're riding. I got some horse crap bounced up the other day. The horse lets out a load, kicks it up with his foot. I'm dodging it like a hockey player. They haven't even invented hockey yet. It's great. So that's it. That was me. Now headed eastward. Yeah, going back. Love it. Logan, Utah is a beauty. If you want to, people say today, "Oh, Ed, I listened. I heard." People always say what they heard on the show. I have no recollection that some guest said this. And when I'm interviewing, I'm listening to the guest. We're having a one-on-one. Sometimes people will hear things, and it comes all out of context, and they're for sure that we were talking about something else. So I'm going to tell you. Here we go. This thing. I hate when that happens. Okay, good. When it goes, I don't know why you can't keep that thing on, so I could keep it. We got 99 screens in here. I don't. It's no good if you're saving power by turning off a screen I'm using on the air. When I'm not on the air, here's a clue: the screen's not on. When I'm on the air, could the screen? Thank you. Yes. Imagine me and stop talking in that ear, okay? Because you were given a lot of authority, and once upon a time, the kings in the feudal era, they had to learn. You can't rile up the people. People come down there with the torches. Just remember Frankenstein and all, etc. et al. Furthermore, and continuing with. Everybody starts to find out, oh, Ed's, where's he now? So I was all over. Logan, Utah, come back, and the guy in Fort Lauderdale says, hey, what the hell did you go all the way out to Logan, Utah? I got a job for you here in Fort Lauderdale. I said, you do? Come on up here. Now, he says, this is true. They're all true stories, so it's sad about everything you're about to hear. All of this is true. So I had to go through all this humiliation. And for the entertainment value now, for sure. Time, tragedy plus time. But I will tell you, at the time, this was all demoralizing. This was all torturous, on the artistic side of me. The practical side of me, what do you want? You're getting a job in a profession that had no jobs back then. There were very few. So he says to me, come out to the Fort Lauderdale station. I said, okay. So I drive out to the way out west. Nowhere near Lauderdale by the sea, nowhere near the Elbow Room, nowhere near any of the good action. What's that place? She and I stayed there with the palm trees. There's a couple of really fun places. We were nowhere near that. So you had to go all the way out west. So you get out there. Many times in my career, I'll be heading somewhere following directions to a station. And long before the directions finish, you're like halfway through what they wrote down or the email, whatever. Halfway through, you look up and there's the antenna way off in the distance. You go, oh, here we go again. This is it. Here's the pioneer life. Now, there's going to be some guy. He lives near the station. He's got the NOAA weather radio band. He's got the police band. He sits there all day, looks at that antenna. He's got the direct line to the general manager, the direct phone to the owner, the newsroom. He's on anything. Any raccoon moves into this town and disturbs his ecosystem, forget get it. Bill? Yeah, Tom, what do you got? Let me tell you something, Bill. I've lived here all my life. You know me. Oh, yeah, no, you do, Tom. You look out for... That's right. That's my job, is I look out for you people. And there's a new raccoon, and I want to... If you write this down right away, they tell you. Anytime a tipster who is better than the broadcaster, which there are many, Davis is like that. Davis is, when he got the whole thing started about 2 or 3 months ago, great caller from Delaware. He's like that a little bit. These people are so far ahead of you. They are so good, and you are so pedestrian in the relative scale of what we're looking at. I mean, you're not really as schlubby as they make you feel. But it's true. If the Russians were landing on Long Island, you better have them. You better have them, because you're not going to get it all done. They will. Yeah. So I get to the station, and I'm so excited. I mean, come on. I'm 24 years old, getting a show. This is going to be my show. I just went to Utah, and the station was broken. I'm thinking, the odds of anything. I'm driving. There's a station. I'm like, you're going to be all right. You're in the Malibu. You got the two. I got my two-way CB radio, breaker. So, I'm listening in on local chatter. I am in this. All of a sudden, I'm transforming now into a radio guy. I'm like, you are. I start looking at myself. I go, you look a little young. You gotta lower that voice a little bit. Let's get a little, cock that head a little bit. Don't look so starry-eyed. You look like you're walking around here in 7-Eleven, not 7-Eleven, in the 5 and 10 cent store, right? 7-Eleven is really just inflation of the 5 and 10 cent store. Don't even start me with that. So I am saying this to my eye. I say, all right, okay, it's good. So you're Ed Tyll. Tell yourself you're Ed Tyll. Just keep saying in your head, I'm Ed Tyll. Because they're going to say, stuff like, so how long have you actually done this? And you got the public relations answer, which is going to include even, impersonating it like as a teenager in the car. You're going to, first time you're on the school radio, the WRLB, 15-minute show. You got a 15-minute show in 1975, and you are going to tell this guy, what up? And you're trying to get all this, you pull in. Now it's a small station, so wherever you park the car, they can already see you through the glass door. By the way, this is in the era when nobody was worried about the security breaking in or the Russians hacking the playlist. So things were pretty easygoing. That you drove in with the blue and white car. Like I said, I got the Malibu there with the white vinyl top and the white interior, the Ed Tyll cleanliness factor going. Car is shiny and clean. Get out of my car. I got my Jordashes on. Got a brand new pair of Jordache. They fit well. I don't wear any jewelry. Everybody wears jewelry back in that day. It was all chains. I'm not a chain guy, so I'll stand out a little. I'm the guy from the Gap commercial guy, the black T-shirt guy. This auto's going to go great. I'm walking, I'm thinking, oh, man, this is it. I'm a man. I'm a grower. This is it. I am Ed Tyll. The Ed Tyll Show is walking in the door. Bang goes the air conditioning. Love it. Oh, man, I'm in a professional building. Right away, it must be a professional building. That air conditioning is freezing. They are just working. There's typewriters in those days. Chit. I'm out of my mind. Guy walks in, Ed, how are you? Oh, my God, big handshake. The double-armed deal? Trump does it, too. They grab you by handshake and the bicep squeezeroo. I'm like, wow, it's happening. I'm getting dizzy with how incredible this is happening. And it's also happening I grew up in New York my whole life. So I'm in a foreign land. And it's new for me, Western Fort Lauderdale out there. So it is a little bit, again, like a movie set. It's not really anything, but for me, it's everything, but it's out in the middle of nowhere. So it's a little bit disorienting. You step outside of the car, oof, wow, there's nothing out here. And, he escorts me to, every small radio station has one. They have a PD office,